Okay. Sorry for the delay. Welcome back to the Street Shaman Podcast. I am your host, Poe and the Rockstar, aka Shamanic Po, and today I'm here with upcoming underground rapper Cody Manson. What's good, fam? How you doing?
What up? This Cody Manson, aka Cody Mansions, aka Cody Handsome, aka K Man Jones, baby. What's happening?
Okay. All them AKAs. None of them are
you know,
BKAs. No
you know,
BKAs.
better
Just
known as
AK.
better known as your mama's side piece.
No doubt, my guy. So what's going on with you? How you feeling today? I know we was having a little delay. What was that about?
Just been working my ass off with these chains. I had some deadlines for some orders. I had to get them to the post office, and of course, I get to the post office. There's a line out the damn door. Everyone wants to get there as they're closing, so it'd be like that.
So you were sending out some merch or some shit?
Yeah, well, chains. I've been making these clay chains. I have a company called Chain Gang. It's handmade artwork. It's basically it looks like a blinged out necklace, but it's completely made from scratch from clay and shit like that. So if you got Facebook, look up Chain Gang 216 ChainGang 216. You can see my whole page.
216. All right, no doubt. So Chain Gang 216. 216. Where the fuck is that at? Where are you
Cleveland,
from?
Ohio.
Oh, you in Cleveland. I was living in Cleveland a couple years ago, my guy. What part of
Yes,
Cleveland?
sir.
What part of Cleveland?
West Side.
West side? But you
Yes,
in
sir.
Cleveland?
Yeah, I've lived all over Cleveland. I lived off Denison. I've lived off 130th. I lived on Detroit. I don't lived all over Cleveland for real.
No doubt. I used to live out in Lakewood. I moved out there because I just fucking love Lakewood. Like Lakewood is just
Yeah.
chill. It's the vibe. Everybody's like partying. There's a younger crowd there. You know
Yeah,
what I
there's
mean?
definitely that's where a lot of the hippie kids live and shit. It's like the hipsters and shit like that. Lakewood's a cool town. Their cops don't fuck around, I'll tell you that.
They don't. They definitely don't. I was lucky. I was lucky over there, man. I got into a couple little things out in the fucking Lakewood, and I was lucky enough to get myself out of that bitch. But
Right.
yeah, like in Lakewood, they don't play because it's right outside of Cleveland, and Cleveland is, especially on the west side, it gets a little sketch. Gets a little sketch, you know what I mean?
Most
And
definitely. Most
when
definitely.
you get to Lakewood, you got all the yuppies and shit. That's where I wanted to be. I was like, I'm gonna be with the yuppies. I'm gonna just chill. I'm gonna be low key, and go out to my neighbors, walk my dog, be like, hi neighbors. You know what I mean? Not have to deal with
Yes,
nothing.
sir.
So I understand that. Um, but that's what's up, man. You're in Cleveland. You lived there all your life and shit.
No, I was actually born in Michigan. I was born in Saginaw, Michigan. Grew up in Bay City, Michigan, lived in Detroit. I moved to Cleveland when I was like 13, 12 or 13, and that's where I spent the majority of my life. So that's why I rep Cleveland to the fullest. It's where my all my core friends and everything growing up. That's anytime I moved out of Cleveland, like I moved down to Tampa, Florida. Like my parents, they always moved for different like jobs and shit. And whenever I moved out of Cleveland, I always like we ended up moving back to Detroit at one point from Tampa, and I would always just like call a friend like, "Yo, I got $50 for gas, bro. Come get me." And I would just come couch surf in Cleveland because like that's where all my people were.
No doubt. Yeah, and in Cleveland, like, there's a lot of good people, man. If you want a crowd, if you want to, not crowd, couch surf, Cleveland is
Yeah.
the place to be. Or right outside of Cleveland, like people in Ohio, they're loving, they're caring, they want to fucking help you, they want to see you grow and shit.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
For the most part, yeah.
Right. For the most part, because there's some haters, like there is everywhere and shit. How are you doing with the haters? Are you getting a lot of haters? Are you not getting a lot of haters? How's that
The
going?
only haters I really have that are actual haters are people that are just mad for certain reasons because they couldn't get what they wanted to get out of me, and I broke loose before it could happen.
I feel you.
It's
I
like it's
feel you.
like
I feel
it's
you.
like it's like Boozy said in the one Vlad interview. He said if anyone that started hating, he said they've been hating. He said they've been hating. They were just trying to use you for what they could get out of you, and they couldn't get it out of you. That's why they started hating on you.
Right. 100%, man. Yeah, Melissa, it's beer burps. I'm doing beer burps. Leave me the fuck alone. I burp like the dude in fucking The Simpsons when I drink beer. But yeah, man, I understand how that goes. It's like a lot of people, they either try to latch on to you if they see, yo, this guy might go somewhere. I'ma latch on. But
Yeah,
there is some people that see you if you're a nice dude, if you try to be kind hearted, try to put the best foot forward. They try to take advantage of your ass and be like,
exactly,
oh,
exactly.
I know exactly what you're going through, man. I know exactly what you're going through. I went through this shit myself. So it's like you end up like, you're going uphill battle. You're fighting an uphill battle. You're like, yo, man, I'm trying to be as nice as possible because I'm not trying to be a dick. I know how I could be with y'all. I know how I could do. You know what I mean? I can go completely left. I could be completely twisted with y'all, but I'm trying to do the best
Right.
that I
Like I
can
can't
do.
be a piece of shit. Just I just would rather not.
Exactly. And then they kind of see that. I feel like motherfuckers see that. They see like, oh, this motherfucker, he's trying to be nice, but he can do some bullshit. And people around, what happens is that people around you and shit, or around them, look at them like, yo, you bugging, cause look at this guy, he acting cool, like he been through a bunch of shit himself, and he ain't acting like that. So why the fuck you acting
Right.
like that? So you end up threatening who they are as a person by
Right.
just being you and fucking vibing and shit.
And
Have you got?
one thing I noticed too, man, is because like growing up, man, I was never the straight arrow. You know what I'm saying? I was always on some crooked shit all the time, and it took me some life lessons and like whatever, not the cliche like, oh, like you gotta do the right thing. But once I actually started doing the right thing, like I went to prison a couple times and all that, and like I come home and I started doing my thing, whatever. I've lost some of my best friends, you know what I'm saying, just through business and stuff like that. Hold on one second, one second. But no, I was gonna say
Fact.
is so there's some people I've came across that they see all these tattoos. They know that they obviously can see my energy, feel my energy. They know that I'm not like, people expect me to be on some rowdy gangster shit. Like I can't. I'm not saying I've never was on no gangster because I completely was, but to me that shit ain't cool no more. And it's like, you know, it's like people like they see that and they want that side of me, and then like, when they can't get it at all, they can't even access it. They're like, damn, bro, like, because a lot of times those people are faking, and they want someone like me that's a real one, so they can have a real one on their side. And they're like, damn, this real one ain't even doing it for me. I can't hide behind this guy. Then they're like, damn, it makes them really uncomfortable.
No, I understand. I understand 100%. Like that was kind of my situation like a couple years ago. It was like a homie that I thought was a homie that I thought would be cool with me and shit. And he was cool with me, but mainly he was having me around to be like his muscle. And I ain't no big dude. You know what I mean? I ain't no big dude like that, but I definitely can, I can.
The fact that you'll even put your hands up.
Right.
Some people won't even do that.
I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to stand for what I believe in and shit. So motherfuckers that are weaselly, especially the weaselly ass motherfuckers, they want to get involved. They want to get next to you so they could be like, yeah, I'm with him, so I'm good now. No, you ain't
It's
good. You
funny.
still ain't good.
Yeah, it's funny because last time I found myself in that situation, the person was talking about doing some stuff, and this person ain't no big guy at all, and he's like, yeah, well then that's when you come up and smash him, and I said, look, if you get in a fight, I said I'm not just gonna jump somebody because you're fighting. I said now if they start getting the best of you, I'll step in, break it up, whatever. I said, but or if they jump you, I definitely got you. I said, but I will not fight for no man that won't fight for himself. Period. Point blank.
100%, 100%. That's how you got to be. Like, if I'm fighting, the last thing I want to see is that I jump in and fight and get in the mix, and then I turn around and your ass running or your ass just watching, like,
Get him, get him,
you
get
doing
him.
that? You doing that? You fucking him up. It's like, dog, what am I doing? What the fuck you doing? Anyway,
Right.
man. So your name is Cody Manson, right? So where did you
Yes,
get
sir.
your name from? I'm gonna assume that it's Charles.
Well, yeah. Yes, obviously, yes, it is. I joke around. I say I'm Charles Manson's illegitimate grandson. You know what I'm saying? But no. So I used to go by my rap name used to be Codeine, and this was like before like the drug rapper wave. Like I said,
Right.
like the Lil Pump wave, the whole like when all the face tats and colored dreadlocks coming out. Like I'm probably 10 years older than these kids. I just turned 30. You know what I'm saying this year, and some of them kids are like in their teens, 19, 20, whatever. But it's like I went to prison, and then like when I first went to prison, I had these little blue dreadlocks. I had the face tats and shit. And then when I come home, that I see the double XL, and it looks like a bunch of versions of me, just different races. Like there's black kids, white kids, Puerto Rican kids, but they're all face tatted, colored dreadlocks. And I'm like, damn, what the fuck? I didn't know if I should be happy or mad. Cause I'm like, well, that means that I'm in now because of what I look like. I was like, but you got like the little Zans and like the, you know, Percocet this and whatever that. My name was Codeine. Now the only reason I was going by Codeine is because it sounds like Cody. Like that's the only reason.
Right. It makes sense.
Yeah. So when I was going by Codeine, eventually I got this X tat on my forehead. Not even just on some Charles Manson shit. It was it's for the same reason that Charles Manson got it. It's because you cross yourself from society. But also, if you look, it's like it's red. It's supposed to look. It's cut. It's almost like my third eye is exposed. Like my skin's cut open right there. That's like a double entendre. Now, the whole Cody Manson persona is like a scary hippie or like a hood hippie, a wicked hippie. Just basically, like I try to explain it, it's like the best bad trip you ever had. It's like you're having a scary ass trip, but it's fun. Now,
Right.
when I used to film and edit my own music videos, and I just started calling it Cody Manson Films. So because I didn't want it to be like filmed by Codeine, performed by Codeine, you know what I'm saying? So I just had to make a different name. So I did Cody Manson Films, and people started calling me Cody Manson after I got the X. Like it wasn't like I'm gonna be Cody Manson and put this X on my forehead. It was like the other way around. And then like as the time went on, like I would go to these shows like right now I'm signed with LSP, which is it's a horrorcore independent label. It's very
Right.
big in like the underground, the juggalo world, all that stuff.
Right.
Also like I've always had my foot in a lot of different scenes. Like I would go open up for Tech Nine or ICP, but in the same month go open for Young Buck or like Young Jeezy or somebody. Like I was always just did whatever the fuck I could get a show, I'd do it. Now
Right.
there was times like when I came home from prison or whatever, like I had short dread, so I would like put like this yarn in my hair, so I had like this colorful dread hair, not no rainbow shit. It was like baby blue, and like I'll go to these shows, I can see these people just like giving me these looks. I can just tell like they're basically just laughing at me in my face, and then like when I get off stage, they'll come up to me like, "Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were about to be whack as fuck, bruh. You were actually dope." And I'm like, they're like dissing me, but then they compliment me. So I'm just like, "All right, yeah, cool, bruh." And then like I got to thinking like, cause I was in a rap group called THC, and we did a lot of big shit. We did a lot of shit in the juggalo world, but also in like the mainstream world. Like we did a lot of big shit, man. And me and him ended up falling out. We're cool now and shit, but we don't do music together or nothing. But so when I went solo and I was just going by Codeine, I just knew I was like I had this thing in my head. I'm like, man, people are burnt out on me. I was like, yo, I gotta rebrand. You know what I'm saying? I was like, and if I rebrand, I can't just change my name. I gotta like present myself as if I'm a brand new artist that no one's ever seen before.
Right.
So
So
I
sorry to cut you off, but why did you feel like people burnt out on you?
well, just because I couldn't go nowhere without someone being like, "Oh, what's up, little pump? What's up, little Xan? Oh, your name's Codeine. Oh, who would have thought that you'd be some
So
drug rapper?"
got you. So you felt like you were burnt out because there were so many people out there like you,
Yeah,
and that were like in your that they aesthetically,
demographic, my image.
aesthetically,
Yeah, yeah,
aesthetically, the motherfuckers look like you, but
yeah,
realistically, they weren't from the real. You know what I mean? They weren't like
yeah.
underground. They were trying to like
They were
pop it
trying to
out. They
look
were
like
trying to.
they were trying. Like I always break it down like this. Like I said, I'm like I'm like 10 years older, maybe like 8 years older than a lot of them dudes that came out in that wave. Even 5 years older, whatever for the older ones. But it's like they it's like those kids seen kids like me, and that's what made them want to look like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that Little Pump seen a picture of me specifically and wanted to get face tattoos and all that, but like, no, I just know that generation, seen the generation, like my generation, like nowadays face tats are so like normal. It's like an eyebrow ring nowadays. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a big deal. I remember I got this music note on my face when I was 19, and people was like shocked. And it's like, you can barely see the damn thing. People were like, holy shit, you got a tattoo on your face? Well, you're crazy, bro. You're fucked. You'll never get a job, all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so another thing too, a lot of these kids got the face tats, the whole neck, but they take their shirt off, they don't got one tat on their body. Like I'm not like full body boy, but I'm getting there. But my whole torso, like I got a good percentage of my body tatted. Like I can't even count my tattoos anymore. But anyway, so with that being said, I just felt like I was sick of getting put in a bubble. You know what I'm saying? It's like being told that you look like your little brother or something. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, bro, no, I'm the big brother. They look like me. So just off the name and everything, and then like I said, I just wanted to change it up. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna call myself Cody Manson because my real name is Cody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's more like me. I don't know. It sounds like more of a name, whatever. You know what I mean? But then I was like, yo, if I do this, I gotta do this the right way. Now, have you ever heard of like an industry plant? Like you hear people accusing artists that are like that the label just like puts them out there with these. You know what I'm saying? Yep. I've had people accuse me of being like an underground industry plant. Like there's people that are like, well, you're not even really a juggalo, which I never claimed to be a straight up juggalo. Like I grew up listening to ICP. I was born in Michigan. You know what I'm saying? I have hella love for the culture. But as an artist, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm a fan of, I'm not saying I'm not a fan of them, but I'm saying I'm not going to put myself in a fan category when I'm trying to prosper as an artist. Like, that doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? So you froze up.
Oh shit. You good?
No, you good. I can hear you now. Yeah. So anyways,
we both froze up.
All right, yeah. So anyways, with the whole stigma of that, like I've had people be like, bro, like you just came out of nowhere, bro, and blah blah. I've had people that try to like check me and shit, and I'm like, bro, you better go on myspace.com and type in Total High Case 216 and see how many flyers I have of me opening with ICP and Twisted and Tech Nine. I've been doing that shit 10 years ago. So before, But at the same time, real quick though, at the same time, it was a compliment because that means my rebranding worked. Because the whole point of rebranding was to hop out like a whole new artist that no one's ever seen before. And you know, I went and put a bunch of my old YouTube videos on private, so when you search Cody Manson, you don't see all my old coding videos, because like what would be the point of rebranding if that's the same shit you're gonna find? So what I did was I just privated all that old shit, put out some new shit under Cody Manson, and that's what I do now is just push it like that.
Yeah. No, I understand that, man, but it's more or less like, why the fuck are underground artists thinking that there's gonna be some type of industry plant put forth in the underground realm? Because it's like, dog, if there was that much money in the underground, then I will understand. But the underground is not like it's fucking millions of dollars. It's just like there's enough to get by. You know what I mean? It's enough to get by. It's enough to live. So why would I be an industry plant for a fucking underground industry? Because it's like, what's the point?
I think what they mean more by it than the actual definition of industry plant was more they're trying to sound like a culture vulture. That I'm some rapper that was like, I'm just gonna start being like this juggalo rapper, and like even with the context, like I didn't start out with the context. I got this logo made. My homie Legion out of Arizona, he made this this animated face for me of my own face or whatever, and I got to put on a banner for my stage show. And I'm sitting there looking at the one day, and he made my eyes all black in it, and I was like, damn, if I wouldn't got all black contacts, I would look more like my logo. So that's even why I started wearing the contact. But I think what they were getting at was like some people are trying to like test me on my like, you know, because there's a lot of rappers that do that shit though. They're like, oh, juggalos will just like you if you say you like them. And there's people that try to do that shit. Some people it works. Some people they get shut down, or down the road it stops for them because they're not really for the culture. Like, You know what I mean? I've been part of this culture before. Like I said, I used to have a great Malenko on cassette tape. I got it from a rummage shit. Like I've been, but like, not that I'm trying to like swing my juggalo nuts or not. I'm just saying like, you know,
swing them bitches, Cody, swing them bitches.
Right. I'm being modest, but I'm saying like for anyone that thinks that I just like couldn't make it in the mainstream, decide to be like an underground rapper, they're fucking stupid. It's more like it just happened like this. I don't know, like
it's just the evolution of you. I understand that personally because like what I was trying to do back in the day, especially when I was younger, I did want to be a pop artist, but I did not want to be a pop artist like just straight up. I wanted to be a pop artist ironically. I wanted to be known somewhat in the pop realm like fucking Mickey Avalon. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like 303 LMFAO. I wanted to be like joking, ironically pop, where you could hear the shit on movies, you could hear the shit on different soundtracks or whatever, but at the same time, you knew I could bring some music, but I had funny music. I had funny EDM style songs for people. And that's what I was trying to do. And you know, there's people that are like that in the underground, like Broken Side, which I have done songs with and shit. That made ironic. It's pop, it's crunkcore, it's different, but it's also kind of pop. You get what I'm saying? So it's not about that. But at the end of the day, a lot of these people that are probably hating on you have their own album in the tuck. They have their own shit that they working on. That's why they hating, because they're like, yo, Cody's doing some shit that I like. I wish I could have the opportunity to be fucking signed to Scum. You know what I mean? Or anybody in the underground scene. So the fact that he did it, fuck this guy. Who the fuck? Where the fuck did he come from? You know, because
I mean, I've been there too as an artist, bro. I've definitely hated on artists for no reason, or like not no reason, but the most petty reasons. And like to this day, I'm good at like stopping that now. But like the main thing that ever made me hate on people is when someone's like, you know, you look like such and such. I'm like, man, fuck that dude.
Right. And that brings me back to the fact that you said, yo, I did this before people, and now people got all these tats on their faces, and now I look like I'm just like run of the mill, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
But back in the day, I had the lip ring up in the hood. Like, I know you don't know me like that, but I'm from Jersey City. I'm from Jersey City, which is like right outside New York City. From the hood.
Jersey ain't no joke.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was rocking red skinny jeans out there where motherfuckers like, this motherfucker's gay. And I was like, my dick is big. Fuck out of here. Like, you know, talking shit, getting heckled in the streets for no reason, my guy. So I understand that. And I had like the lip ring like 2 years before Lil Wayne, and people were telling me, what the fuck is that, dog? That's gay. That's gay. Right. And then 2 years later, it was like the same dudes, the same people, dudes and girls. Up. I got that lip. Oh, look, check me out. Sending me fucking screenshots of their lip ring. I got the lip ring too. I got the Lil Wayne. And I'm like, dog, the Lil Wayne? I've been doing this shit for 2 years and y'all was calling it gay. And now y'all like, it's the Lil Wayne. No, it's not the Lil Wayne, dog. It's the lip ring. Right. And I had it already.
Lil Wayne finally tapped into a culture. That's why he pierced. You know what I'm saying? Like, even like with him skateboarding and shit, which I do think is dope as fuck that he does do that. But you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, I used to be a super Lil Wayne hater just because everybody liked Lil Wayne. I was like, dude, I'm so sick of hearing about Lil fucking Wayne. I'm like, fuck Lil Wayne. But like nowadays, he's in my top. Bro.
Yo, Cody, I felt the same exact way. I was like, yo, my own brother was like, I get it. He told me, he's like, oh, I get it. So you trying to do like the Lil Wayne thing. And I was looking at him like he had 14 heads. I was like, motherfucker, who you think you talking to? Yeah. I've been making music since I was a little kid. I've been trying to do this shit since I was a little kid. I've been working at this shit. And you motherfuckers just gonna sum me down as a Lil Wayne copycat when I've been doing it before him? So I
Right.
understand 100%. I understand
But no, but
100%.
Wayne right now, Wayne's definitely in my top 10 though, man. I feel like that era of hip hop, I missed out on a lot of it by being a hater. Like, you know what I'm saying?
100%. Dog, there's a lot of things that I've been a hater of that I ended up turning, and that's the problem with people. It's like if you hated on something and then you looked at it a different way, or you woke up on a different day and said, "Yo, I see this differently. I can see, dog, I belong in this fucking spot, and I've been hating on it because I didn't understand myself." And people don't really understand that because they don't understand themselves. You know what I mean? So it's like
Right.
they're looking at it
Or
like,
like,
I don't understand myself. So who the fuck is him? He's coming through just doing a bunch of shit. Like, dog, I'm trying to figure out who I am and where I belong.
right. Like even going with the Juggalo thing I was talking about earlier. I said this in a different podcast, kind of same scenario, but like I said, 10 years ago, Juggalo rappers, it was not a good tag to have. It was not cool to be a Juggalo rapper unless you were signed to ICP, unless you were one of the OGs, a ABK, a Blazy Dead Homie, or a Boondocks or whatever. Like if you weren't one of them, you were just some kid out there rapping with a raspy voice with a painted face, dude. It was like there are some good Juggalo rappers, don't get me wrong, but about 10 years ago, 90% of them were like horrible. No
Yo,
offense.
Cody,
Just saying.
I just did a tour. The last time I did a tour, I went on tour with Twisted. I think you was on the same tour, but we didn't get to like meet. We didn't do the same shows. Every day is Halloween tour. I
Yeah.
want to. You did a couple shows on that,
Yeah.
right? So I did a couple shows on that myself, but yeah, a lot of people don't fucking really connect unless you're like signed to them. Like
Right.
I had my merch table right next to MNE every show that we did for some reason, and they would just look at me like, "Oh, you signed MNE? Okay, let's see what's up." And if I told them, "Yo, nah, I'm not," which I did, I was like, "Nah, I'm not,"
Yeah.
but I'm
Well,
right here.
yeah. You're not
They
gonna.
would look at me
Right.
like, you're not signed to them, so fuck out of here." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's
But
just,
so
go ahead, go
no, I
ahead.
say going along with that, what I was saying was when I was in that group THC or whatever, like I said, my first show I ever did was opening up for Mims. I don't know if you know who Mims is. This is why I'm hot. This is
Of
you know what I'm saying.
course.
The second show I ever did was a Tech Nine show, and that's a long story. But I got onto that show. The promoters basically said if I could sell 50 Mims tickets, that they'd put me on Tech Nine, thinking that there's no way in hell I'm about to sell no 50 Mims tickets or something. And this was not while that song was popping. This is like way after, you know what I'm saying? Like you had to bring that song up for people to, and shouts out to Mims. I ain't hating on him. I'm just saying, just the facts of the matter. Well, um, so after we do this Tech Nine show, like I said, I used to fight the stigma of being a Juggalo rapper. And my homie Rob, Juggalo Rob, shouts out to him. He used to always be like, bro, Juggalos love you guys. You got to quit ignoring that. And I'm like, dude, fuck that. Fuck that. Well, we get put on this Busy Bone show, and we actually get to co-headline with him in Cleveland. It was a tour. He brought a band with him and shit. And it was dope. And it said Busy Bone on the flyer, THC, then it said special guest, whatever. We were the only two names on the flyer. Now I know Juggalos got love for Bone, but like they're not pulling up to Bone shows deep. Like, so we're performing and shit, and we keep hearing whoop whoop, fucking whoop whoop, family, all this shit. We get off stage, everyone's all whooping and shit, and me and my dude are like, man, I wonder who the fuck the Juggalo rappers are here. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's the Juggalo here? Dude, we get off stage, dude, this Juggalos just rush us. Dude, we seen your guys' name on the flyer, bro. We had to come through. Blah 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 blah. And like that was like the first time I was like, man, I gotta quit like fighting the people that like my shit. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? I was
right,
damn.
right.
So
And that's the problem. That's the problem as far as like creatives and shit. Like we make shit, we don't even know who's gonna fucking like it, you know? And then when we find out when we might find out who likes it, we don't really like understand for the most part. We don't understand ourselves when we're true creatives. when we're not really super creative, we end up, like if you're a juggalo rapper, you might just be like, I'm full thrown a juggalo rapper. That's who I am. But when you're really creative, you be like, yeah, I might be like an underground. I might fuck with the juggalos, but I'm trying to do more. I'm trying to be creative. I'm trying to
I'm
push
trying to
the
be me.
boundaries. Right, you're trying to be
Yeah.
you, but you're trying to push the boundaries. You're not trying to stay
Right.
in a little niche. You're trying to like, I'm trying to push this bubble any way I can fucking push it. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's
And
like,
I feel like people too that also like with their music, like if you write a song trying to think of what people are gonna like, it ain't gonna hit. I'm not saying it's not gonna be a good
100%.
song, but if you're writing something or doing something with the intention of I'm gonna do this because I know this is what they like, and even if you do exactly what it is that they like, they're still not gonna like it like you think it are because it's not organic, it's not natural. You're doing it because you want them to like it. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And
right, right. Right. You're catering your music to like a certain audience. So what you're doing for yourself is you're just bending and conforming to like some type of fucking niche, which isn't really creative. And being creative is just fucking just doing whatever the fuck you think is on your brain first
right,
moment, right? Anyway,
right.
let's shift gears a little bit here, man. So I seen on your tour because you got a tour coming. Your
Yes, sir.
is that your first headlining tour next
Yeah,
month?
As Cody Manson, yes, and actually, this is my like I've done like my own do-it-yourself tours where I would reach out to like 30 venues and maybe plug in like 5 or 6. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like the last tour I did that was like my own tour was when I was going by Cody, and it was called the Tattoo Tarzan Tour, and I locked in 6 dates, 6 shows in 7 days, and I was like, that's dope, and
right,
it was little to no money. It was basically just trying to promote myself. There was no funding, no nothing. So this is technically my first headlining tour that's official. Like I have a tour manager. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even have to talk to other promoters. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just
right,
like show
right.
up, kill the fucking show, collect the bread, mingle with the fans, go to the next city. So yeah, it is. To answer your question, it is my first tour as Cody Manson. I'm excited about it for sure. It's called the Manson Family Tour.
No doubt, man. Um, so how is it being signed to LSP?
It's actually dope, man. It's a blessing for real. Some people don't understand it. Some people don't care and they just like me. And some people I can tell they know I'm dope, but they're just like hating on me for whatever reasons. Like some people just be reaching, but like I don't know. I honestly like when I thinking back on it, if you'd have asked me like, Ice or Psychopathic Records, Magic Ninja, Suburban Noise, Strange Music, LSP, like I would have not put myself in the LSP category because I know a lot of their content is not what I rap about. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, someone like Scum, that's a good businessman. Like I've heard him preach this in multiple interviews. Like he doesn't want to sign another Scum. He doesn't want to sign another Damian Quinn. He doesn't want to sign another Smalls One. He wants to sign something that's different because
Right.
they already have one of those. Like you know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
to answer your question, man, it's a blessing, and it's crazy. I felt like it's been a year already, but really, it's only been 6 months since they announced my signing, and in just the 6 months, I've done quite a bit. But it's like I'm not sounding like cliche or something. I'm just getting started for real. Like I have a lot of shit in the works for the rest of this year. It's from projects to events to just things I'm working on that I feel like is
Right.
just going to even build my buzz even bigger. Like I know I'm buzzing right now. Sometimes I don't realize how much I'm buzzing. You know what I'm saying? Like when I reach out to a big underground artist and I'm like, hey, yo, what's up? My name's Cody Manson. I'm an artist out of Cleveland, Ohio, blase, blase. How much you charge for a feature? And they're like, LOL. Like, dude, I know who you are. You've been fucking killing it, bro. I'm like, damn, he knows who the fuck I am. I'm like, oh, I don't get no ego about it, but I'm like, damn, I need to recognize that maybe my buzz is bigger than I realized. But I still
Right.
don't feel like I've reached my peak of my buzz yet.
No,
And
you
I think
definitely. Go ahead, bro. Go
no,
ahead.
I think the reason that is though is because um I noticed not even just with LSP, not even just LSP, just artists in general, especially underground. A lot of people are just chasing the title of being signed. Like they just want to be signed. They don't
Right.
realize getting signed is like getting promoted or getting hired at a job. It's like you were cutting the grass outside. Now they're letting you drive the crew truck, and now you don't even want to work. You just want to say you're the driver now. Like you got to show up to work. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah.
Right.
So I took this as an opportunity. Like, yo, I'm not just gonna get comfortable. Like I've never been more hungry in my life. You know
Right.
what I'm
No,
saying?
yeah, 100%. It's like once you get signed, that's when the work really starts. Like that's when the
Yeah.
work really fucking starts. You have to you have to go full throttle. You can't play around. You can't do some little like, oh, I'm gonna do this little EP and chill out and just fucking. No, you gotta like your album's coming out. You got some shit going on. You want to get on this tour because they trying to make some money off of you, and you
Yeah.
trying to make some money. You know what I mean? It's not like
Mutual
they're trying to.
agreement.
Right. It's not like they're trying to exploit you, but they're trying to make a little money. It's a business. And now you gotta
Exactly.
put in your work. You gotta fucking put in your work. You gotta show them what is what. You know what I mean? So
Like Scum even asked me when we first started pitching this idea around. He's like, before we even get into this conversation, he's like, what are you expecting from an independent underground label? Because there's some people that signed and they think that they're signed to Def Jam, that Scum's gonna be paying for their flights to do this and this and this and this and that. I'm not saying Scum wouldn't pay for one of my flights, but
right,
that's like, if I'm like, hey Scum, can you put me on that show out in Denver? He's like, yeah, if you get here, I got you. He's not gonna say, I don't expect him to buy my flight if I asked him to come out or some shit, But if he's like, yo, I need you here, yeah, he'll probably pay for my fucking flight. But like, it ain't no rock star shit. It's getting dirty and putting in the work. So, some people even ask me like, well, why would you want to sign to somebody? You could do all that shit yourself. Now, I'm not saying I can't afford my own merch. I'm not saying I can't afford to do the things that's happening, but I know where I'm at in the game right now. I needed a bigger platform for exposure, not just for his fan base. Because like I said, some of the fans might not like me. Some of them might not even have listened to me yet. It's my
right,
job to put
right,
in that work and earn the fans' respect. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, as far as like this, like with the just signing with Scum, like you said, making money off me, it's like, yeah, absolutely. Why would you sign someone if you're not going to make money off them? You know what I mean? But it's like, it's a mutual agreement. It's not like he just like robbing me for all my money. It's like, no, we have an agreement, and what he's doing for me is more than what I could do for myself. Even if it's the same thing, it's on a bigger scale. Do you want to
right,
release
right.
an album on your Facebook and get the same 100 kids that already like your shit to buy it? Or do you want 5,000 to, however, I don't even know. I mean, just thousands of fans that have no idea who you are. Would you rather
Right.
have that, or would you rather release to the same people that already know you? Because when you move on to the new fans, all them old fans are still rocking with you, and they feel even more connected because like, man, I was there from the beginning. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's how it goes, man. I wanted to ask you. I know you named yourself Cody Manson. Was that all for Charles Manson, right?
Like I said, yeah, essentially, but like, it's because I got the X on my forehead. My homie was like, "What are you, Cody Manson?" And I was like, "That's dope. I'm gonna use that for my music video company." And then
No
like I
doubt.
said, after I decided to rebrand, I'm like, I'm just gonna call myself Cody Manson.
No doubt. No doubt.
But what's weird
So
though too is like I
go
look
ahead.
more character. Like a lot of underground or like Juggalo. A lot of rappers have like a gimmick, you could say, or like a persona that they like AXE, all of Zuli Lou, those are the homies. They're like Leatherface, and you'll never see them with their masks off, which is dope. With me,
Right.
even though it's just context, a lot of people are like, Cody, you're way more like a character now. But in reality, this is the most just purest form of Cody I've ever been as an artist. Like I've always like had this stigma of trying to be a little more gangster, or like this or this or that. I always had my old managers would want me to be like a Riff Raff or like a Paul Wall or like an MGK and shit. And it's like I can try to do that, but I don't feel like it's natural because I don't feel like that's what I am. So now I'm
Right.
really just doing what the fuck I do as Cody, and I just happen to look more like a character while I'm doing it.
No doubt. So you feel some type of way about like the underground scene and how um it has a lot of gimmicks, or has a bunch of gimmicks, not a lot, but a bunch of gimmicks to make who that person is. Did you feel that type of way? Like, you feel some type of way about it, or did you just say like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna be me," and I'm
Well,
gonna
like I said, I didn't do this with like this thing. Like I'm gonna call myself Cody Manson, and my persona is gonna be like I'm like a young Charles Manson, and I'm gonna wear these contacts. I didn't plan this shit out. Like I planned on the rebranding. Like I said,
right,
I didn't get these contacts until I got my banner and seen the thing. I'm like, man, I could look more like my logo if I put them contacts in. So that's even why I did that. And then when I did that, everyone like, I don't know, like I don't feel some type of way about it. I think I didn't really plan it out, is what I'm trying to say. I planned the rebranding out, but as far as the image, like and the aesthetic, like this is how I normally look. I just got some contacts in. Like, you know what I mean?
no,
So
no doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
yeah.
And I like that fucking that song, that new song you got, Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
That shit hard. Don't drink the
Thank you.
Kool-Aid. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That shit
now let me say
hard.
something while we're
Go
publicly talking
ahead.
about this, because LSP um uh their OG underground label, and a lot of their older stuff too is, you know, drink the Kool-Aid and die with some dignity, you know, and like Dark Half, you know, rest in peace Gino, happy birthday. His birthday I think was
Right,
yesterday. Shouts out
right,
to Damian Quinn as well. I've had some
right.
people like on the fence about like, wait, what do you mean don't drink the Kool-Aid? Are you trying to diss them? It's like, no, like you're not getting what I'm saying. Like it's a whole different thing. All right, that song alone actually is on my SoundCloud, my Codeine SoundCloud, um, on a different beat. It's basically I basically recycled the song, wrote better verse. It just kept the hook in the bass of the song. But that basis
Right.
of that song isn't like dissing, you know, like the cult shit movement, nothing like that at all. And they're my label mates, so why the fuck would I diss them? But like, it's more just about
Right.
not following society blindly, like how everyone's running out. I'm not trying to get on this conspiracy shit, but I don't
Go
trust this
ahead,
whole
go
back.
ahead. Get on that cool. Get
I
on
just
that
I don't.
conspiracy shit, Cody. What the
All right,
fuck, man?
all right. I don't trust the vaccine shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it couldn't be good, blah blah blah. But like, when is it all of a sudden? We're just trusting the word. It's like it's uncomfortably being pushed to us. When I'm at the gym working out, listening to Pandora, and I have, hey, the sooner we're all vaccinated, the sooner we can all do this. Oh, do this, and you look on the TV while you're working out. Get your free vaccine today. It's just like it's a little uncomfortable for me. So like that's just one
Right,
metaphor
right,
or
right,
one.
right. What I hear is like, oh, vaccines save lives. And there's one ad that dude just saying like, he's just naming fucking vaccines. He's like, fucking, I don't even remember the vaccines. He's just
Right.
naming vaccines, and he's like, they save lives. And I'm like, okay, motherfucker, go fuck yourself. Like, are you gonna come through with an ad talking about you save lives? What the
Right.
fuck you think you're doing?
What
Like,
what really
dog.
what really fucks me up is they lock us down. All right, quarantine. 2-week lockdown. You remember that? It's supposed to be for
Mhm.
2 weeks. And then they're like, oh, well, no one's following the rules. It's like, bullshit. Yeah, there might be a couple motherfuckers out here not following the rules, but motherfucker, we all in our house right now. We can't go nowhere. And that turned
Right,
into a year. All right? They
right.
took away all the shit from us. And now it's like, oh, do you want all that shit back? Oh, just all you got to do is get the vaccine and you can have that shit back. It's like, I don't trust that shit. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right,
that's
right,
like
right.
the basis of that.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. So obviously you had some type of psychedelic experiences, I would assume,
Absolutely.
because you're from fucking Ohio, and that's when I
That's what
had
changed
my
my life.
fucking that's where I had my fucking crazy experiences. What's the craziest psychedelic experience you ever had?
I mean, I've had some crazy fucked up situations, bro. Like, let me just say this before I get into that is when I told you I used to be on some gangster shit, and I used to be on some crazy shit. I used to, I've been going to prison, all that shit. It's like, you know, my drug of choice, you know, I used to like love ecstasy and like stimulants, like, you know, cocaine I liked. It wasn't like my biggest. I used to just love rolls. That was like my favorite drug, like, you know, besides like weed and shit. But like, I started doing acid when I came home from prison, and like I thought there were bad trips I was having, but it was really like the door opening of like really like, because the mind is a scary place and no one likes to face themselves or their problems, especially when they're trying to have fun. You took this drug thinking that you're about to just be having a fun looking at pink elephants and shit, when really like your mind is like telling you like, yo, you're fucking up. You are not living the life you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a scary thing because some people can't take that. Some people are like have that one experience and then they never do it again. It's like, man, fuck that. It's an ego killer. Like, it's like Mike Tyson talks about doing the DMT, the 5-MeO DMT, and it killed his ego. And he's like, dude, I don't even like watching my old boxing videos, man, because I'm not that person anymore. Now, some people don't want their ego to leave. They feel like they need their ego, which, you know, that's their own choice. But for me, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. And I started having these, dude, I tripped on acid for like 2 months straight. Gel tabs, paper tabs, liquid. And it started off just being fun, but got to the point where like the one time I'm sitting there on the couch with my ex-girlfriend, my homie and his girl, and like I felt like I blacked out and like I should be like seizuring or something. But really all I did was I just put my head back on the couch and like I slipped into like this trance. And I call it the other side, like the spiritual realm. Like when you smoke DMT and shit and you go to like these spiritual like places, these other dimensions or whatever you want to call them. I don't know exactly what they are. I don't think anyone knows exactly what it is. I think we all have similar experiences and have an idea of what it could be. But like I started seeing like this it looked like a totem pole, but it was like an Egyptian totem pole. All right. And this shit was weird as hell. And like I was hearing this like this vibration, like humming sound coming from this totem pole. And I'm like, what the hell? And then I see like this cat lady. It was like, you ever see the Egyptian cat lady? It's like a woman with a cat head. She had like 3 pairs of titties and like 6 arms. And then she's sitting there telling me like, she's like, you have no idea. She's like, there's a whole nother side to this. Welcome to it. You are here. Like you're lucky. Like you are one of the lucky people that are able to, you know, even receive this or whatever. So like I had this huge like spiritual like endeavor, right? And like when I wake up, I'm like, holy shit. I was like, you know, I'm all scared and shit. Never, you know, they all kind of just look over. I'm like, yo, I was like, what was I just doing? They're like, what do you mean? I was like, was I just like freaking out? You know, how long was I out? They're like, dude, you had your head back for like a minute, 2 minutes. And I'm like, there's a whole nother side to this shit. And everyone's like, what? And like, I started explaining to them my experience. And like, they were like, damn, like they got curious. So like, we started eating more acid. And like, I was never like one of the people that tried to like, I was never one of those people that tried to, yo, take this acid and let me be your fucking shaman. Like, no, like, figure that shit out on your own terms. While I'm over here in this corner, figure it out on my terms. You know what I'm saying? So, the one thing it did for me now when I said the scary shit, like, I don't want to get too deep into these stories because they're just fucking long as fuck. And it just sounds like a. So basically, bro, like, I started feeling like I could see people's demons or like I could see people's energy. I could start seeing people's like intentions. Like there was people, even women, like I used to be girl crazy. Like I'm married now and shit. Well, we're about to get married, but I'm, you know, this is the first time I've been faithful in my life. All right. I used to be like pussy fiend, bro. Like that's all I do. Inbox. I'm that motherfucker that was messaging every girl up until, you know, I'm sure a lot of dudes still do it, whatever. Anyways. I'd find myself, I'll go to like a party, I'd eat like a half a hit or something before I go to this party and shit. And there'd be like some bad bitches, bro. And like, they'll come up to me and almost like they slithered up to me. Like, what's up, Cody? And I'm just like, damn, these bitches ain't no good for me. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, they're just evil. Not saying women are evil, but like, just like chasing those women.
Those women were evil, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Or like getting around people that like seem to be like good friends with me, but then when I'm a trip around them and they don't trip, they're like, it's like you could see it. Like it's like their spirit had, it's like their body had like a spirit standing behind them that was like, you know, they're smiling. It's like a big ass fucking demon ready to like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, whoa. So I started I got real big into energy. Now, I really don't trip that much anymore. I'm not saying I never will again, but I feel like I've gotten to gain what I'm supposed to gain from that. The reason I found psychedelics wasn't to be a fucking drug addict. It was to change my life. Because literally, if I didn't do them psychedelics that summer and binge out on acid, I'd probably be in prison right now for armed robbery or attempted murder or something fucking crazy. Because I was robbing people, putting, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a bunch of shit. And like I said, man, I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm not proud of it, but I'm happy I went through what I went through because some people never get out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm blessed to be able to have my awakening. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know I still have a lot to learn. Like, I know there's people that are way more spiritually advanced, or like, you know, that are really deep into meditation and all that. And like, I've had my spurts where I meditate and all that. But I think now I just have a good understanding of my intuition, to where it doesn't matter what it is. It could be any scenario. It could be my homie you know, meant to give me $10 and he gave me a $20 bill. And I could fucking not tell him, keep it, or call him like, yo, you gave me a 20, bro. And they're like, no, I'll go ahead, bro. But like, if I didn't do that, I know that I would have some, like, it's to the point beyond like karma. Like, I've actually experienced the fuck out of some karma, to where there's been times where like I ask, is the karma worth it? And I'm like, fuck it, I'll handle the karma. And boom, that shit hits me. I'm like, God damn, I shouldn't have did that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? To where now it's like, I don't know, man. I feel like for the first time in my life, I'm able not to see the future for me, but I can see both paths. Like, if I make this choice, not that I guarantee this is going to happen, but I'm pretty sure that's going to happen if I do this. But if I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to avoid some bullshit if I just keep it real. Like,
Right. It's the same thing with me, man. Like, when I got my psychedelic hit and I got a rude awakening, or the spiritual awakening, whatever the fuck you would say, motherfuckers was like, everybody around me was like evil in a sense.
Yeah.
And that's where I got it, because niggas, like, motherfuckers was just like, oh, come on, let's take this psychedelics, let's take this Suboxone, let's take this fucking Percocet, let's take this Ecstasy. So it was everything. And then one day they just said, oh, I got some shit for you. And it was foxymethoxy, which was some like research chemical. But I got it in Cleveland. I did it in Cleveland. I was in Lorain County. And I got fucking I got blown back with the fucking psychedelic trip. I started becoming like one with the universe, quote unquote. And I just felt like, dog, who the fuck am I hanging with?
Right.
These motherfuckers out here, they just out for like to diminish me, to bring me down somewhat.
Because they're down.
100%, Cody, 100%. It was because they were down and they didn't want to see you up. So they just bring you down. They just doing a bunch of shit to bring you down. If you don't know any better, you'll look at it and be like, you'll look at it and be like, oh, they're just trying to do the best for me. But really, they're bringing you down because if you're up, that makes them feel inferior. They're going to feel inferior if they're not up where you're at. Even if you're turning around and being like, yo, I'm up here now, or I feel like I'm up here now. Yo, you turn around and be like, yo, come on, I'm going to bring you up with me. It's like, nah, dog, you come down with me. I don't go up with you. You come down with me. And that was
that's when you got to break that shit off.
Right, 100%. It's like when you gotta be like, all right, my guy, I gotta leave you where you at. I could touch base on you every so often, but me and you cannot be peas in a pod. We cannot be, unified as one, because you're not there where I'm at.
And some people people, they're not meant to be there with you. You know what I'm saying? Some people are meant to be there with you. There are some people I feel like that are meant for you to, like, you might be the reason. Like I said, when I had that first breakthrough and I had to tell my friends, like, yo, there's a whole nother side. All three of those people all had an experience. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't keep touch with all of them anymore, but like, I know for a fact that they all had to have that self battle with their own spirit and their own energy, and realize like, damn, I'm fucking up out here. Now, some of them quit doing the psychedelics and just kept going and doing that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Some people don't like to own up to their shit. Some people don't like to admit, not just that they're wrong, but that they're just not doing good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's the problem, because a lot of people don't get that hit. When I got that when I was doing Foxy Methoxy and I came up, the first thing I said, Cody, was like, yo, I'm wrong. The first
Right.
thing I realized was, dog, I'm wrong about a bunch of shit. And the fact that people around me was looking at me like, dog, you're bugging right now. You tripping right now. It was like, that was the eye opening right there. That was the reason why I was like, I can't fuck with y'all. Cause I'm my eyes opening, I'm seeing different shit, and y'all motherfuckers ain't seeing what I'm seeing.
Right. And like
Yeah.
I don't know. Another thing with that going along with this too is like I said, I used to be on some bullshit. I used to be in a gang, just to do all this dumb shit. And like I used to think when the big homie would come put some drugs in my hand, like, here, bro, I'm gonna give it to you for this deal. You're gonna make some money. I thought he was looking out for me. At the end of the day, I realized that, bro, like, he needed me to sell the drugs because he couldn't sell the drugs himself. So he was, and then if I fucked it up, I felt like, oh my God, I'm fucking up. And really, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You
hold on, I
ain't
got a
doing
call.
this
I'm gonna
shit.
have to ignore this
You
real
ain't doing
quick.
this shit. Yo,
But yeah,
Cody.
so
Cody. Yeah. It's like they ain't really doing it, but they're pushing it on you. Yo, Cody, I appreciate you, man. We're gonna end this right the fuck here. I got some more questions to ask you and shit, but we'll save that for another time. All right,
all
my
right,
guy. Yo, I
for
appreciate
sure.
you. Thank you. Thanks
I appreciate you
everybody
too,
in
man.
the
Hey, if you
comment
guys are
section.
in any cities, look up my Instagram, Cody Manson, all lowercase, no space, with the number 7. Look up my tour flyer. If you're in any of them cities, come check out the tour, man.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Check out Cody on tour, man. Thank you for your time and attention. I appreciate everybody coming through. Cody Manson, I appreciate you coming through, my guy. We're gonna do this again.
For
We're gonna
sure.
do this again.
Appreciate you, brother.
Cody Manson, Street Shaman Podcast, the Shamanic Po.